dependencies inside your package.json file. Just do this much thing and let me know whether you have completed them, and then we will proceed. Okay, if you people are not being able to create the directories, if the screen is not visible, then let me provide you the files and directories that you have to make in the text format. Just a second. Here I have provided all the files and directories that you have to make. So this is the folder that is backend, and inside the backend there is another folder config, and within this config you have to make db.js, and middleware, model, and routes is a folder, and all these with JS extension are files. Let me share my screen to you quickly. I hope it's visible now. Yeah. And install all these dependencies. And let me know if you people have completed. So I have provided you the dependencies as well. Just write inside the text box yes if you have completed. Come on, do fast. We have to do a lot of coding. Okay, so Shiva Shankar has done the whole thing. How many of you have completed? Okay, Aniket has done. Okay, Prithvi has also done. Para's done. All right, so let's proceed with our code. So, firstly, inside our db.js, right? What we have to do over here, we will connect our. Let's do one thing. We'll go to our server.js. So, in our server.js, what do we have to do?
Server.
Yeah. And what did I teach you people? How do we create an Express server?
Importing the express statement, express and .env, port number, app.listen.
Yeah. So we are also having .env file in our packages, right? So in order to use all the environment variables, firstly we have to write require .env
.config.
.config. And then we will import all the packages that we are required to have inside our server.js. Firstly, we will import Express package.
Cars.
Aditya, please switch off your mic, and when I will ask you, then you will switch on your mic and you will tell. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. And then we will import course. After that, I will also import one of my packages that is path. So we will be working with our files over here, right? So in our files, what is the main and necessary thing? That is our file path. So in order to use the path, we have to install the path as well as we will import it. All right. So till here, let's write our code, that is const port is equal to, in order to use the environment variable port, we have to write process dot env dot port, or else if it does not take the process.env dot port, we will provide 5000 as our port number, and then we have to use our app dot listen. Okay, just a second. We will store our express inside the app variable. Const app is equal to express. So here we can use app.listen, and then we will pass our port number. And after that, what we will do? We have to provide a callback, an arrow function. And here we will print console.log log followed by this is what is this called? Can someone tell me?
Temporal lateral.
Yeah. And here we will write server is running on, and then we will provide a dollar and then port. So this is what we have done. We have created our server, and then the second task that we are left to do is we will connect our MongoDB, right? And then we will go to our db.js, and over there we will write, firstly, tell me what package do I need to import in order to connect my MongoDB?
Mongoose.
Course mongoose is going to require mongoose.
And then I will write a variable that is connect db. And then over here, I will provide an async function. And inside this async function, I will mention a try-catch block. And inside this try block, I will write await mongoose.connect and then what do I need to provide here as the first parameter? I have to provide my Mongo URI.
DB URI.
Process.env.mongo URI. And secondly, we will pass another two keywords, that is new URL parser URL parser, which has to be true. And then use unified topology. And this also has to be true. After that, if this happens, what we will do? We will print in the console.log connected to MongoDB. To MongoDB. And if some error occurs, we will provide here inside the catch block providing console.error, and then we will provide the error.message. And then you can also write this, that process.exit, and inside that 1. And finally, what we will do, we will export our connect DB. Default, it should be module.exports. is equal to connect DB. And since we have made our function to connect the MongoDB with our server, what we have to do? We will go over here and then we will what? We will call the function, right?
Import the function.
Yeah. See, while calling the function, it automatically got imported. Let's save it. And then we will also save the db.js. And let's run our server. Okay, so the U and T has to be capital. Oh, I didn't write O over there. See? Yeah, see, we are getting server is running on 5000 port and it is connected to MongoDB, right? Are you people able to see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this much we have done in our previous classes, right? After that, what we will do, we will go to our upload.js and we will create a middleware over here. So we have to do what? We will upload our Excel file, and what else do we want? So after uploading our Excel file in our back to our front end, we want the data of our Excel file to be stored in our MongoDB. This is this much only we want, right? So first, what we will do, we will import the multer package. So for that, we will write const multer is equal to require multer. So after importing multer, we will also import const path is equal to require path. And then we will declare a variable storage. Inside this, what do we have to write? We have to write multer dot disk storage. And let me tell you people one thing about this disk storage. So what happens in general that all these things get stored in our memory. Got it? So memory is what? Memory is temporary. So we are having the threat of losing our data, right? Because memory is always temporary. So in order to prevent that from happening, what we do, we will store our data inside the disk storage. Am I clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how will we define our disk storage? We will define like the destination will be let me provide the destination as uploads. After that, the file name has to be so the destination is my uploads. What this will do, it will create an upload directory inside my backend folder. And inside this folder, my file will get stored. And then the file name will be, it will have a function that will request. Then it will take the file, and then CB will be the callback function. After that, we provide the callback function CB, and inside that, our first parameter will always be null, followed by file dot field name will have the hyphen between them. After that, in order to make our file name unique, what can we write? We will write the date, right? To make our file name unique. So in order to write the date, we will write date dot now, followed by path dot ext name, and this ext name will provide the extension of the file. Say for example, if I provide the Excel file as the input, then it will provide the ext name as .xlsx. I hope I made my point clear. After that, we will write file dot original name. Are you guys clear? If any doubt is there, you people are free to ask. Yeah, I assume that there is no doubt. All right. So this is what we have made our disk storage for our file. So whenever we will run our backend, what will happen when we provide some of our input files? Automatically, what it will do, it will create an uploads folder over here, and our file will be stored inside this folder. And then we will create another variable, that is const upload is equal to, inside multer, I will provide the storage as storage, because we have previously defined the storage, right? And then we will provide file filter. This is also has to be a callback function. Request, then file, and then a callback function. And inside this function, what we will do, we will check if the user has provided the Excel sheet or any other sheet. So in order to check if the file is Excel sheet, we will compare the MIME type of the file. So for that, we will write file.mime type, and see over here, I have written the MIME type of the file, and we will check it using 3 = 2, which is used to check the data type as well as the value, right? So this is the MIME type of Excel sheet. And if it is true, then what we will do? We will provide the callback function. And what did I say? The first parameter of the callback function should be null, right? And then we will provide true. Or else, we will tell our user using the callback function new error, and inside the error we will say only Excel files are allowed. So from this, user will get to know that he has to provide only the Excel file. And then after writing this, I will write false. And this is how we will export our upload. Module dot exports is equal to upload. We will save it. So this is what we have made our middleware for the upload.js, right? So now we will go to our data.js. So inside
Ma'am.
this yeah,
Can you send that mind type in charts?
okay, all right. So this is our MIME type for the Excel sheet. And after that, inside the data.js, what we will have? We have to make the schema for our MongoDB, which means what all fields do we have inside our Excel sheet? Or we can also frame it as what all fields that are required to be present inside our Excel sheet. The data has to be stored in a particular way, right? So that particular way is what we call schema, and we write that schema inside our data.js file. So in order to provide the schema, I will again import the mongoose. After that, I will store it inside the variable that is data schema. And then I will write new mongoose dot schema, and inside that we will write our schema. We will have three fields, that is name, which will be string, followed by email, which will also be a string, and then I will provide phone, and phone will also I will write as string. Phones are usually numbers, but I write it as string over here because that's not going to give me any kind of error. So this is what I have done. I have made the schema of my MongoDB, and then I will export this schema. Done till here? Are you guys done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And then finally, this is the most important thing that we are going to learn over here. Inside the upload routes, what I will do? I am having two tasks to accomplish over here. Firstly, either I can manually provide the name, then email as well as the phone number, or else I can store that name, email, and phone number inside an Excel sheet, and then I can provide that Excel sheet as the input inside any form or anything. I can provide the input of the Excel sheet, and then data of my Excel sheet will store in our MongoDB. Getting my point, right?
Okay.
Email and name extract from Excel file.
Yeah. We are having two ways. Either we can manually provide our email name and phone number using the form, HTML
Okay.
form. Got it? Or else, what alternative we can do? We can save the name, email, and phone number inside our Excel file and provide that Excel file as the input to our front end. And then by taking all the data from the Excel sheet, the MongoDB will store the data inside it. Right?
Okay.
So for that, we have to import some of the dependencies. Firstly, we will import const express equal to require express. And then we will have to use the router function of the express. Const router. And who is going to tell me why do we use the router function of express?
For routing and uploading the document.
Yeah. And then we will also import what? We will import the upload function that we just made as our middleware. Then we will also import the XLSX package. After that, we will import data from our model. And finally, we will import our path as well as file stream. So, after importing all these things, we are ready to begin with our logic. So, I will create my first variable, that is upload dir, and then I will use path dot use my path dot join function. And this join function is used to construct a proper file path that works across different operating systems. Are you getting my point? Let me make it clear by writing furthermore codes. This is nothing, just we want to make a file path that has to work across different operating systems. That is why this path.join function is used. And then as the first parameter, what will I write? I will write the dir name, and then as the second parameter, I will write uploads. Because the file that is going to create will be my uploads folder, right? And then what if fs dot Exist sync. Upload directory. fs dot dir is c. So the logic behind writing this thing is that if my upload file does not get created, then what will it do? It will first check if the upload directory is present over here or not. If it is not present, then what it will do? See, this not stands for if the uploads folder is not present over here. It will first check, and then if it's present inside the main file, that is the backend, then the mkdir is used to make the folder. Got it? Any doubts?
It's
No,
clear.
ma'am.
Okay. Now we will write the code for posting our Excel file. Router.post followed by our endpoint, that is /upload. It is the first parameter. Then we will write upload dot single, and inside this single function we will provide that we are uploading a file and not a text. And in order to provide our backend that we are providing a file, we have to use this single function followed by an async function request, response. If not request dot file, what it will do? It will return a response with status code 400 with a JSON text, and inside the JSON text it will provide the message as no file uploaded. If it does not find the file, then it will provide the user with a status 400 saying that no file has been uploaded. And then we will begin with our try catch block. And inside this try catch block, I will declare a variable that is my file path. And after that, I will again write path dot join. And who is going to tell me what is the function of this join function? I just told.
Whether we are taking in a file from manually or
Yeah.
with the Excel sheet.
Yeah. And then inside this join function, what will I write? I will write process dot CWD. Now the CWD, what will it provide? It will provide my current working directory. Yeah. After that, I will get request dot file dot path. So it will provide me the directory as well as the absolute path as well as the relative path of my file. And then inside the console, I will write file path will be my file path as it is constructed of both the absolute as well as the relative path. And then console.log, I will write file exists. Inside that, I will write file. It will be fs dot exists sync, and then I will write file path. So this is what we have provided our file path to our particular file. And second, what we will do? We will declare a variable that is const workbook is equal to, now what here we will read our Excel file. So for that we will use a function that is read file. And inside that function, what I will pass? I will pass my file path as the parameter. So this is how files are read using Excel SX. That is, our Excel sheets are read. And secondly, I'll make one more variable that is the sheet name, and I will make it read the first sheet of my workbook. So for the first sheet, I will write 0 because this workbook is the array of each and every row of my Excel sheet. So in each and every row of my Excel sheet will get stored in the form of the array. Got it? So this sheet and the 0 is used to read the very first entry of my workbook. And then I will make another variable that is sheet bit. And this will be dot utils dot, and now I will, what I will do over here, I will change the complete sheets data into a JSON format. So for that, I have to use sheet to JSON function. And inside this, I will pass sheet name. Not the sheet name entirely. I will write workbook dot sheets, and inside the sheets I will write the sheet name. And thirdly, what we will check, if my sheet of the workbook is empty or not. So for that, what I will do, I will place an if condition and check if sheet data dot length, because as I have told you people that the entire data is being saved in the form of an array. So if the array's length is equal to 0, then we'll get to know that the array is empty. That means I will return with a response with status code $400 with a message that Excel is empty. Excel file is empty. And then in order to store all these data, what I have to do, I have created them, I have converted them into a JSON format. In order to provide formatting to my entire data, I will declare a variable that is const formatted data and I will manipulate the data according to my convenience. So in order to do this, what function do we use? Can anyone tell me? Manipulate the data as per our requirement. What function do we use for that? One, do tell.
Filter.
Can you
Spread.
please repeat?
Filter.
No, we use the map function, right?
Yes.
And inside the map, I will write a variable that is record. And inside this arrow function, I will write what was there? My name, right? Name will be record dot the name, like the name in the row may be either in the uppercase as well as in the lowercase. So it will read both the names. And if nothing is there, then it will read the empty thing. Name and then what is there? Email. Record dot email. Or record dot lowercase email or else space. And lastly, we were having our phone number. Then record dot phone. That record dot small phone. And then if it does not, uh, if it's present, then it will read the blank space. And then finally, we will provide the const result will be await after that. Finally, we will insert all these things. My formatted data. And then I will respond with a status code. This dot status. Tell me what status code do I have to write?
201.
201.
I'll write 200. And inside the JSON, I will provide a message. File uploaded and data stored in MongoDB successfully. Okay. So this is what we made our first request for our what? Excel file, right?
To upload an
And
document.
also, yeah, and also if we want to display our file name, what I will do, I will write file after providing this message. I will also write my file name. I'll take it from the file. Then the records inserted, I'll also show it in my JSON file. Resume the length. Since it's the array, I will show the length of the array. And then I will finally provide the data, that is the formatted data, with using the slice function, starting from 0 to 5. And finally, if any error occurs over there, I will write console.error, error, error processing file. And then I'll provide the final error. With the response.status 500, the JSON message error processing Excel file, followed by the actual error. And then again, the status code 500 with another JSON message.
That's semicolon, comma. Ma'am, why are you writing two times that request of status Android or
So let's do not write it. Oh, I forgot to provide it. Now it's done. Save it. And finally, after we have done all these things, let's come back to our server.js file. And then over here, we will import all the files that we have written the code. We have imported our course path and then our connect DB and express as well. Then I will import const upload routes is equal to require inside that routes is inside my routes and then upload routes. After importing the upload routes, I have also provided the const app is equal to express, and then I will use the express course app dot use course app dot use express dot json. And then I will use app dot use. I'll specify the API endpoint API, and then finally I will write upload routes. After that, app dot use error request response and then next. This is my arrow function. Inside this arrow function, I will write const. No, not the const. I will write in the console dot error air dot stack and then with a status code 500 providing the message something went wrong. After that, I will provide the actual error. This is what our server is. Do you want me to run the code today or tomorrow?
tomorrow.
Let's just run it today and see if
Today.
any error occurs.
Yeah.
We can run it tomorrow.
Today.
Then just test it today. Here. So this is my API endpoint with a post request. Then what will I do? I will see here. This is the upload endpoint, and then it is my API endpoint. I will go to my body, and inside the form data, I have provided my file as file. And then here, see, there I have provided dot single. Inside that single function, I have written file. This is for that only. Got it? These files. And over here, I have already made my file, that is mult demo, that is my Excel sheet. And then I will send my data to the server. Okay, some error has occurred. Let's see what is the error. I have written the wrong name. Where? Inside the upload
Number
routes.
5.
Exist sync. Oh, it should be exists sync. Where else did I write? Okay. Give it again. Router is not defined. Router dot post. Where?
On the 14th line. And the router R should be small letter, I think so.
Yeah.
Above also, when we are assigning to the router function,
Where?
we did not use
You
the
have
router
created a
function.
router.
Const router is equals to express dot router.
Okay.
Like const router equals to express dot router. R should be capital letter here. R should be capital.
Okay.
Change
Load is
export as well. Now export.
We did not import it.
Okay, we did not export it.
We did not import it.
Just a second, we did not write over a module dot exports. What is the name?
Router.
We have to use the router, right? There.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we have not used upload function, ma'am. We have not imported from the middleware.
Is it? We have imported it, na? Middleware upload.
Ma'am,
We
you
have
given
imported
wrong
it.
name there. Express something you given.
Yes,
First name.
there
Wrong
is
This
name.
an
one?
require first line, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Over here, right?
No. First line
No, ma'am.
as well.
It's on the first line. You can see that
On the first line.
EXPR. You have used in the EXPR.
Okay. So over here it should be express.
No,
No,
upload.
upload.
Just a second.
Upload. Because,
We are importing upload function, ma'am.
that's
Finally, we do it. So we'll resolve this error for tomorrow. Got it?
okay.
Can you send that Excel file through also? Then we can also test.
All right. I will give it to the team and the team will forward it to you.
Sure.
Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.